Hi! Hello! We are back on the live. I thought today would be a great day because I loved doing the Q&A yesterday. I wanted to talk about some of my tips, and you guys can ask me questions throughout this whole thing. Tips on how to stay positive. I feel like I get this question a lot. So I wanted to kind of dedicate this time of just saying what has helped me, what has helped what I've learned from at UCLA on how to stay positive and all those things. You guys can ask me questions. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel and want to be a part of the Penguin family, you are more than welcome to be a part of the Penguin family. All you have to do is subscribe. And yeah, so I hope everyone's day is going well. Hello, Mia and Michaela, Marlena, Tori, Colby, Nile, Amy, Rita, Dank _311, Vanessa. What's up, people? Okay, so I just want to start off by saying positive thinking and positive talk is definitely something you have to practice. And I feel like I never really thought about it when I was an athlete and all that stuff. But it kind of happened over time because I went through so many adversities. So basically, I went through injuries. I went through a ton of just mental hardships of bullying in the gym too. So it was a lot of how to reverse that mindset of not being sad and then going into a positive mindset. But I think I want to start off, because I get this a ton, is how to stay positive during injuries. And so one thing that we learned at UCLA was a lot of positive affirmation and positive talk, and we worked with sports psychologists and all that stuff. So I saw a question here. Rihanna Girl Clips says, how did you stay positive while recovering from your ACL injuries? Because I need some help. I'm here with you. I've been through it twice. How did I stay positive through my injuries is, honestly, I really had to accept that I was injured and that I was going to be out for a certain amount of time. So ACL, you're out for about a year, and even a sprained ankle. I never rushed back to get back into the gym because I knew when I was younger, if I rushed back, I could potentially take 10 steps back. So when you're injured, you're always working to try and get back into the gym or just get back to normal and all that stuff. But if you get back too early, then a lot of the times you could re-injure that injury. And then instead of taking 10 days to come back, you're actually taking 20 days to come back. And then it's just a whole elongated process. I had to learn to be patient. A lot of it is understanding how long it's going to take. I think the best thing to do when you are injured is go to a not sports psychologist, but a sports therapist for for rehab advice and just questions on how long do you think this injury is going to last? What is the protocol for a sprained ankle? I'm just using a sprained ankle as an example because it's one of the easiest ones to explain. Because some sprained ankles, they're how they have grade 1 tear, grade 2 tear, grade 3 tear. There's a bunch of levels of tears. So a lot of the times doctors will even tell you, okay, you need 3 weeks off or however long time. Definitely utilize that time if they say 2 weeks off. So the one great thing about how to stay positive during those injuries is think of the things that you can do. So a lot of the times what we learned at UCLA, you think about the things that you can do instead of can't do. So let's go through the list of can't do on a sprained ankle. So a lot of the talk could be, dang it, I can't compete. Dang, I can't go to practice. Oh my gosh, I'm hurting all the time. I can't get up out of bed. I can't walk on this foot. I can't even get better. I was doing so well during practice, but now I can't learn that new skill that I wanted to learn. So those are all the negative talk, the negative self-talk, and you want to take that, squish it, and throw it out to the side. So ways to counter that, what I learned at UCLA is that your brain doesn't know the difference when you say, I say I can't, sorry. I'm trying to remember the phrase here, but say if you're on beam and you say don't fall, your brain doesn't understand the term don't. So it's if you're saying don't fall, you're really thinking fall. And this is what I've learned from like sports psychologists and all that stuff from when I was an athlete. So when you're taking all those negative thoughts and throwing it to the side, you want to think of things like, okay, I'm injured, but I can work on core strength, which has nothing to do with your ankle. You're injured, okay, I can work on upper body strength. Okay, great. So those are all like positive things. That's how you're like switching your brain into thinking like positively. Now, let's say like for me, when I tore my ACL, I was in a brace that was like yay long. I wasn't able to walk. I had to wait to get my surgery. I basically was out of the gym. I couldn't compete at the Olympics. Like there were so many negative things that had happened. So the way that I stayed positive was, for me, it was, okay, I can still sing, which singing is a huge passion of mine. I can still play guitar. I can still work on my handstand drills because, I didn't need my leg particularly for that. I can work on mental sets. There were just so many things that it's about switching your brain into thinking about the things that you can do instead of can't do. So I see someone, Nile, I really hope I'm saying your name right. How do you stay positive when you fall off an event? So when I fell on an event, it's almost like accepting in the moment, okay, I fell, move on. So a lot of the times when I find myself being negative is when I haven't fully accepted something and I'm still dwelling on it. So a lot of the times, say if you're in a beam routine and you fell and then you have to get back up on the beam and you're just thinking, oh, I fell. This is going to be the worst routine ever. This isn't going to go well. You know what? If you think that way, it's probably not going to be a great rest of your routine. But if you say, okay, I fell. All right, let's keep going. I got it. I can do this. Let's finish off strong. So like that's a way to just like think differently instead of dwelling on what had happened, because basically what has happened and you can't change the past. So there's no point like dwelling on it, but you can accept that it has happened, and then keep moving forward. So I'm trying to see if, how do you stay positive when you have a skill but miss it so many times? Okay, so this is kind of like mental blocks. So I'm going to mix it with mental blocks because Gretchen asked that question, and then Amari asked how to stay positive when you have mental blocks and are scared. So they kind of go hand in hand because you can do a skill once and then all of a sudden you just lose the skill. So a way to stay positive, again, is not thinking. So I'm going to say the negatives. Oh my gosh, I can't do it. Oh, I literally did this yesterday. How come I can't do it today? Why am I like this? Why is this happening to me? Those are all like negative talks and negative like self-talk to yourself. So what you would want to say is, okay, today is not my day, but I improved this way. So let's say you're doing a cartwheel, just like something really simple, and or say like a back tuck. We'll say a back tuck, a back tuck, and you can do it one day. The next day you're like falling on your face. You're not doing well. It's just not your day. So one thing that I would do to myself would be like, okay, you know what? Today's not the day, but let's just push through our feet. So my goal that day is to just feel my feet and push through the floor. So it's something really simple. I took that back tuck and I took one part of the back tuck so that I am proud of like this one small part in that skill. So another one could be, say in your back tuck, I can't do it today. Today's not the day, but I'm going to focus on pointing my toes in my back tuck so that when you come back to it another time when you are feeling better, you have pointed toes and you got better that day. So another one could be, so that would be like my win for the day. So when you are having a really rough time with a skill and you're having mental blocks, the way to stay positive is literally break it down into like the little tiny building blocks of what it takes and what helps you in that way, just so that you can be at least proud of something. This gets me into like that one other topic of your win for the day. At UCLA, we talked a lot about wins and journaling and all that stuff. So a lot of the times it didn't even have to do with gymnastics or sports, just kind of like about your day in general. If you're having a really bad day, what we suggested, especially Ms. Val talked about, was getting out your journal, your piece of paper or whatever. It could be in your head or just anything that makes you say it out loud or makes you talk about it. So basically, what you would want to do is you want to think about your 3 wins for today. So your 3 wins. So say, let's say today. So one of my wins is that I started editing one of my videos that I had been putting off for a really long time. Another win is being able to talk to you guys. So it makes me really happy that I get to talk to you. And another, let's see, my 3rd win would be, I made a really good matcha latte today that I was really proud of. And I kind of just like experimented. So it could just be the littlest things that make you happy in that day so that you can go to bed still saying, it's been a good day. So a lot of positive talks is just switching your mindset. And I like the ones where you talk at the end of the day and you think about your wins, because even if you didn't have the greatest day, you could still take all the things that you really enjoyed in the day or that you're really proud of yourself, and you're kind of giving yourself a pat on the back saying, you know what, today was still a great day, no matter what just happened and all that stuff. Sorry, my nose is like itchy. Ugh, I don't know what's happening to my nose. Ugh. Okay. How do you stay calm when you are frustrated? This is Colby Kessler. Oh, this is a fun question because I get frustrated so easily. How do I stay calm when I get frustrated? I am still learning to stay calm when I get frustrated. I feel like the way that I deal with frustration is I have to walk away. Like for me personally, to say, okay, so these TikTok dances are really challenging for me and they take me like forever, and it frustrates me because normally in gymnastics, like I can pick on things pretty quickly, but dance is one of those things I'm like, why is my arm here and my hips are here, but I don't look like that? So for me, the frustration part would come for me stepping away, walking away from the room that I'm in and kind of just doing something that I like. Sometimes it's eating. Sometimes it's just like getting a nice snack. Other times it's calling people and be like, oh my God, these things are so frustrating, and kind of just laugh it off is how I deal with frustration. Sometimes, I do just get into that negative mindset, and then I kind of get all my negative thoughts out. So it's like I get them all out at once, and then I can move on. So again, it's kind of like the injury where you just accept what has happened, and then you like move on and think positively. Let's see. Okay. I see a lot of fears. Rachel Kieran, how do you deal with negative teammates? I like this question. When I was younger, I think everyone kind of has a little bit of a fair share of bullying and all that stuff. So having negative teammates is really hard because 1, you don't want to feel belittled. 2, you don't want to feel like you're not good enough or that being yourself isn't accepted and all that stuff. So how I dealt with negative teammates was I really had to learn that saying no is saying yes to yourself. So I also say that if you say something honestly, you have to say honestly and respectfully. So this is how we talked about it at UCLA. Everything that in life is like an invitation. So if the teammate is negative, they're inviting you to join their negative party, and which is a no-go, which you don't want to join. So you can choose to accept the fact that you're going to feed into that energy, or you can choose to kind of be like, I am sorry that you feel this way in your head, not really like out loud, because I think that might make them angry. But in your head, it's almost saying, I am sorry you feel this way, but I'm going to be over here happy and my own self. So a lot of the times at UCLA, we also talked about when another teammate is giving you an invitation to like be upset or they're bullying you or something, it is your mindset to say, I feel sorry for this person that they have to bully me, because it's like, what do I have to offer them? So a lot of the times that's how we got through. We had that talk a lot. And also, I like to surround myself around people who are always bringing me up. There are some times where, you get comments from friends and you're like, oh, like, why aren't you supporting me? You're my friend and all that stuff. But again, it's not for a defense thing. It's not to say that maybe your friend is right in that moment about something. But again, it's just an invitation to let you think and not to react so quickly. So a lot of the times too at UCLA, we talked about this like reaction timeline. If someone gives you or says something to you or something happens, your reaction time shouldn't be here. Your reaction time should be here. It's like you take a deep breath and then react instead of just being like, boom, just react. So that's kind of another thing that to deal with negative teammates too, is to really like, not take it, but switch your mindset and say like, I feel sorry for that person that they have to bully me because like you did nothing wrong if you did nothing wrong and all that stuff. And I think it's very true that it happens. It happens in life. I have definitely dealt with my fair share of bullying and all that stuff. I never was the one to argue back. So for me, it was like I would go home crying and like to my mom, like, Mom, they told me this today. They called me this. And it just really hurt me because I'm still very sensitive to all those things. And I just think it needed time to understand myself, to be comfortable with myself and say, you know what? I am the best version of me. If you don't like me, that's okay. You stay over there, kind of. So it's like, if someone doesn't like you or if you don't like a person, that's okay. But you want to be respectful of that person too. So I just think respect is a big thing. I learned at UCLA too. Miss Val would always say, like, would you rather be liked or respected? And for me, it was like, liked, duh. Like, because it's like, who doesn't want to be liked and all that stuff? So I knew the right answer was respected. But when you respect somebody and when you understand like where they're coming from and kind of like, if you don't know their story, you can always say like, I feel sorry for this person, but I'm sure they're going through something, which is why they're acting that way. So it again, just switching your mindset. And for me, it was all about, I really had to say no to people to say yes to myself. So if people were like calling me names or all those things, I had to just take it. And I feel sorry for this person. I'm going to walk away and go hang out with my friends that are going to pick me up because those are the people who are close to you and all that stuff. Let's see. I like these questions. These are great. Oh, Emily Thomas says, cute jacket. Thanks. This is from Fashion Nova. I really like their clothes. I like their sports clothes. And I'm not like a naturally like curvy person. So I like their sportswear a lot. Sometimes their clothes doesn't fit me as well, which kind of sucks because, I would like, a little more hourglass figure, but that's okay. I love myself. We're going to love everything about ourselves because we are all unique and different. Let's see. Anika says, oh, my mic is a little cracky. No. My mic was cracky last time. Is it less cracky if I talk quieter or quietly? Maybe it's because I'm loud. Please let me know if the mic is cracky if I talk quieter. What do you do if you feel like you can't do anything and you're not talented, so you feel negative? I like this question too, because I'm going to use my singing as an example. I am not like an opera singer. I am not the best singer in the world. So for me, I love singing and it's like one of my passions too. And I do get negative thoughts sometimes when it comes to like my singing and all that stuff, because I just think when I post, it's really a vulnerable moment for me because a lot of people know me as gymnastics. And I just think that when I was doing the singing videos, it was like, you get like judged in a way to in different categories and all that stuff. So for my singing videos, I always compare myself. I'm like, yo, Margzetta on the gymnastics team is like an amazing singer. Hallie, is an amazing singer. Alex Waller is an amazing singer. And for me, I really had to say, you know what? Their voices are so unique to them. And it's not even about, I just think talent is such a, I think someone can be very talented, but it doesn't connect with people because they're not being themselves, if you know what I mean. And so I think of like Coldplay. Coldplay has like such a unique sound, and he has his own type of talent compared to like Ariana Grande. So for me, it's like your talent and your passion is your passion is actually going to like come through rather than your talent. And I think someone can be naturally talented and not get there too, compared to someone who's being authentically themselves. And so for me, when I do like my singing stuff, it's like I just want to be 100% me. If you don't like my voice, that's okay. Like again, I love doing it, and I do it for fun, and I do it because I love it. And so I really had to think about those thoughts, and I'm still thinking about those thoughts, especially when it comes to like dancing. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like what they have. It doesn't come off on camera right. Like, why is it so hard? And I just get all those negative thoughts too. So a lot of the times when I do my dances, it's like, okay, I enjoy these dances. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to just show everyone how much fun I'm having rather than be like, I am the best dancer in the world or I am the best singer in the world. It's just like, no, it's just those moments where I really feel happy. And if I'm really passionate in that moment, I want that to come through. So that's kind of how I deal with negativity when it comes to like thinking about my own talent. You are the best you. There is not going to be another you. So whatever you want to do, you will do it to the best of your ability, and it is going to be 100% you. You're not going to be somebody else. No one can be me. No one can be you. I can't even do you the way you do you. So that's again another phrase we learned at UCLA too, is that you are the best you. No matter, talent is just a word, like success is just a word. If no one was around, there would be no one to compare talent to anyone else. So all you can do is be the best you, and the best you is what's going to come across and be the most authentic, and also just be like, it'll just make you feel better because you're happy about just doing you. And so I'm still learning this. I'll be completely honest. I'm still learning how to like love myself. I'm still learning how to, when I do new things like the dancing and the singing and all that stuff, I'm still learning to love 100% me when I do those things. That if I get comments and all that stuff, it doesn't matter because I am doing it to the best of my ability. No one can copy me because I did it 100% my best. So that's how I like to think about it. And I really like that question because I think not a lot of people ask that. And I hope that answers your question in a way. Let's see. How did you have to do to get on the UCLA team? Blob Media asks, like, I guess, what do you have to do to get on the UCLA team? So for me, to get on the UCLA team, you have to be, well, you don't have to be recruited. You could also reach out. But for the UCLA team, a lot of it is your gymnastics. A lot of it is your personality. So sometimes we recruit people too who have, whose gymnastics is like great and they're going to be an all-rounder. Sometimes they recruit people who are specialists, and then sometimes they recruit people because they have amazing leadership qualities. So I think whatever you are strongest in, play up to your strength, because you never know if they're going to need you on that one event. You never know if they're going to need you to be like a team leader to bring everyone together. There are so many puzzle pieces. There's so many pieces to the puzzle that'll help you get on a team. And especially at UCLA, it was great because they really wanted to look into like your character and all that stuff. And so I thought it was really helpful just to know that your personality too was not overshadowed by your gymnastics, because we definitely needed people, who had awesome personalities on those days where we weren't, we were all kind of like down and all that stuff. And they really brought the team back up, and they showed examples of just passion and enthusiasm when they were doing gymnastics too. So that was another good question. I'm going to take like one more question, but I really like this self-positive talk. But I do want to make a comment about when I get this a lot too. When you smile, I think there's like a chemical reaction that happens in your brain that like tells you are happy. So sometimes too, when you are just even smiling, it helps when you're sad to just smile. That also sends your brain waves, or I'm not sure the correct terminology here, but it tells your brain that to be happy. So we had to do this in sports psychology too, and they told us a lot about just honestly, just smile and all that stuff. So I hope that you guys learned something from this video. I really like just kind of sitting down and talking to you guys too about positive talk and all those things, because I feel like I'm still learning. I learned a lot through all my injuries and just being through on a team and all that stuff. Again, this is probably going to be the last week of the lives consistently, like Monday to Friday. So I'm still trying to figure out another platform to go on, just to do it every like now and then, and I will come up with a schedule of that soon. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all your questions. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. If you guys want any videos that you can think of, please comment below on this video or any of the live videos so I can see them, and we will hopefully be doing your suggestions to new lives. But I love you guys all. I hope you guys are all staying safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.